Hello, good morning. This is your daily outlook for Tuesday, the 21st of May. The euro edged higher to 128.24, rebounding from 127.24 against the US dollar on hopes that EU leaders will agree on steps to fight the debt crisis in Europe. Investors expect the French President François Hollande to suggest joint Eurozone bonds at the EU meeting in Brussels on May 23rd. The idea of joint bonds can help with funding difficulties for some heavily indebted Eurozone countries, but that policy has been rejected by Germany before. EU leaders are also expected to focus more on growth and ways to help Greece stay in the euro. The single currency remains under pressure as the market is worried about Spain's growing financial problems, as well as developments in Greece ahead of a repeat election in June. The US dollar stumbled on an improved sentiment in the market. Versus the safe haven Japanese yen, the greenback rose to 79.47 from 79.12. Investors are now focusing on the Bank of Japan's two-day policy meeting starting on Tuesday, and the question is whether the Bank of Japan will decide for additional easing. Attention is now on the US existing home sales and the Fed manufacturing index, and investors will be closely watching for any signs of US economic growth. The British pound edged higher against the greenback, rising to 158.41 from 157.79. The UK economy remains vulnerable to the Eurozone deepening problems, while it suffers from a slow growth and a stubbornly high inflation. Sterling weakened following last week's Bank of England inflation report, which downgraded growth forecasts, raising expectations about further quantitative easing. All eyes now turn to today's inflation from the UK, which is expected to increase to 0.6%. Looking at commodities, oil rose to $93.32 a barrel from $90.89. Gold edged lower to $1,584.62 from $1,599.28. Against the euro, it fell to €1,242.81 from €1,247.45. Silver dropped to $28.05 an ounce from $28.79. Now let's take a look at what the currencies are doing this morning. The euro-dollar pivot point is at 127.60 with a preference to enter into long positions at 127.60. The dollar-yen pivot point is at 79.50 with a preference to enter into short positions at 79.50. The Aussie dollar pivot point is at 0.9845 with a preference to enter into long positions at 0.9845. The sterling dollar pivot point is at 157.75 with a preference to enter into long positions at 157.75. And the dollar CAD pivot point is at 102.05 with a preference to enter into short positions at 102.05. Looking at commodities, the oil pivot point is at 92 with a preference to enter into long positions at 92. The gold pivot point is at 1579 with a preference to enter into long positions at 1579. And the silver pivot point is at 28.05 with a preference to enter into long positions at 28.05. And of course, for more up-to-date information, please visit us at easy-forex.com. And on the calendar, the market movers are the UK Consumer Price Index forecast to rise to 0.6%, UK public sector net borrowing forecast to come out at 5.85 billion, US existing home sales forecast to come out at 4.6 million, and the US Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index forecast to fall to 12. Now onto equities, we saw the FTSE was up 0.70%, the DAX was up 0.95%, and the CAC was up 0.64%. In the US, the SP 500 was up 1.60%, and the Dow was up 1.09%. In Asia at the time of writing, the Nikkei was up 1.04%, and the Hang Seng was up 1.05%. This has been your Daily Outlook. I'm Emma and Joe from the Easy Forex Dealing Room. Have a good day.
Not only have you found a great place for Forex news, you found a great place to trade it. Registration is easy. Just click Join Now. Membership has its unique benefits, such as the freeze rate, the trade simulator, the inside viewer, and personal dealers. Your personal account manager waiting for you now.